Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Workforce Wednesdays of the 2021-2022 school year for the Kentucky Chamber Workforce Center Bus to Business program. My name is Zach Gobert, and I'm a project manager with the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce Foundation, and I help to direct our Bus to Business program. I would like to thank our sponsors, the Kentucky Society for Human Resource Management, or KY-SHRM, and KCTCS for their investment in helping to bring classrooms to careers. In addition to our virtual live sessions, weekly e-news, and critical jobs of the week graphics, this year, we have launched a contest for students in grades K through 5 to participate in throughout the school year. Students in kindergarten through 5th grade are invited to download or request a printed copy of our newly released Bus to Business coloring book. This coloring book highlights critical Kentucky jobs in different industries, including construction, healthcare, equine, and manufacturing. Each month, students will be invited to submit their completed coloring pages online, and selected winners will be featured on social media and on the Bus to Business website. For the month of April, please color the healthcare page found on page 5 and submit your entry found on the Bus to Business website. All of this information, including links to turn in submissions, can be found at kychamber.com/bus-to-business. For this webinar, closed captioning has been enabled, so please use the Zoom bar feature on your screen to enable this feature if you need it. Today's session is also being recorded as well as live streamed to YouTube and will be available to rewatch and share afterwards. Whether you are over one of the 150 students tuning in with us live on April 13th, or watching at a later date, thanks so much for joining in, and I hope you all learned something new. For today's session, we'll be hearing from Masonic Homes of Kentucky. In 1867, the first Masonic home of its kind was established, where widows and orphans of Masons received housing, meals, clothing, and health care. Masonic Homes of Kentucky now offers daily living and specialized services to people of all ages, regardless of affiliation. They have campuses in Louisville, Shelbyville, and Northern Kentucky, making it easier than ever for those across the state to take advantage of their extensive continuum of care, and are one of only 71 in the nation. I'll now pass it over to Kirsten with Masonic Homes for today's session. Thanks, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kirsten Farah, and I'm Corporate Human Resources Manager with Masonic Homes Kentucky. Thank you very much, Zach, for the introduction of Masonic. Very excited to be here today to speak with you about Masonic Homes, who we are, and the services that we offer. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right. So just to give you a little bit of background about myself, I've been in healthcare for about 15 or 20 years now and have seen all different types of organizations, big, small, medium. And our organization is unlike any other organization I've been a part of. And I'm going to tell you why here in just a few minutes, what makes us so special. So just some facts about Masonic Homes. We are the oldest Masonic home in the country, or actually in the world. There are several Masonic homes sprinkled throughout the country. However, we are not affiliated with them. We stand alone as our own nonprofit entity. We originally started as a place for widows and orphans of Masons, and then we expanded our services to seniors back in the late 80s. Now we solely serve seniors as they go through from independent living all the way to long-term care. A lot of folks think that there's a lot going on in the world today, and maybe healthcare organizations are being bought out by other organizations, but Masonic as an entity will continue to be stable. We're not going to be bought out by another organization. We are just going to continue and grow with the changing times. Now, our nursing home model is very innovative. So in a typical nursing home, you might go down the hallway and you'll hear bells and whistles going off. There'll be people with carts going up and down the hallway. And then also when individuals go to eat their meals, they generally go to a large dining hall where it's very difficult to be able to hear. We have what's called the household model, which is very different. So each individual has their own private room with a private bath. And you're not going to hear the bells and whistles going off down the hallway because we have a wireless monitoring system, which makes the environment there very calm, very peaceful for the residents. Also, we don't have carts that go up and down the hallway. We do have carts for medications, but other than that, again, the environment's very calm and very home-like. Lastly, each of the households has a kitchen on the end of it. And so individuals can go there to have a quiet meal, maybe have a meal with another resident or with their family members. They can actually relax and carry on a conversation and be able to hear what's going on. So a lot of different things that we do here at Masonic that are different. And we're very innovative from the perspective that if there's something new to try, we will investigate that and see if that is something that we would like to incorporate into what we're currently doing. We do offer a state-of-the-art rehab gym, and we have our own rehab teams. And so for us, it's very critical dealing with short-term rehab that we have people who are there every day to work with the residents to make sure that they are getting back to where they are supposed to be. A lot of folks don't know that Masonic also has a pediatric daycare and preschool. It's called Sproutlings, and my office is actually right on top of it. And it's one of two what we call PPAC facilities in the state of Kentucky. And essentially what that means is that they pair typical children and children with special needs in the same classroom so they can grow and develop together and have a good time. Our residents are the central focus of everything that we do here, as well as our Sproutlings folks. And sometimes we'll have opportunities for the Sproutlings kids to get together with the residents. They have a good time. For example, they do Easter egg roll, they do a derby parade, they go trick-or-treating at Halloween. So lots of different opportunities for them to get together and have a good time. Now, we provide different levels of living here on our campus in Louisville. We have 83 acres, and so we have everything from independent living all the way to long-term care. So basically, they can move seamlessly from community to community without there being a lot of issues, which is sometimes difficult. So if you have somebody who's looking to go into a care situation, when their level of care changes, you might have to do a little bit of research to find out where they're going to go next. Whereas here, they're on the very same campus. So it just makes it for a very good transition. We are also known for our dementia care. We do have what we call Sally's Garden, and it is a lockdown situation. So the residents are protected at all times, but we provide activities and lots of help and support for them as they go through that process. And lastly, we are a nonprofit. A lot of folks say, well, you're a healthcare organization, you must be making a lot of money. And that it's not true necessarily. We do make a little bit of profit just to kind of keep things afloat. But anything above and beyond that, we actually put back into our communities, our residents, and our employees, making sure that the resources are going exactly where they need to go. And now I'd like to go ahead and share with you the video, which is narrated by our CEO, J. Scott Judy.
NetSuite Cloud ERP is a shared database that allows different groups within your organization.
We're so excited to have you become part of the Masonic team. Starting a new job can often be exciting, but also overwhelming. There's so much to learn about your new job, your responsibilities, and your location. Much like today's campuses, our first Masonic home provided a sense of community. The Civil War had just ended, leaving thousands of Kentucky families without a father and a husband. The Grand Lodge of Kentucky, Free and Accepted Masons, established the Masonic Widows and Orphans Home to help those families of Kentucky Masons who had died in the war. A campus-style community was developed along with cottages, a common dining hall, school building, an infirmary, and industrial arts building. The acreage provided space to grow vegetables and raise livestock. The Olmsted brothers, who also designed New York City's Central Park, were hired to create the campus landscape plan. Over the years, more than 3,000 children would call the campus home. In the mid-1950s, the board of directors sharpened its focus on serving seniors. By 1989, when the last orphan left the Masonic Widows and Orphans Home, the Louisville campus shifted solely to aging care services. In 1993, the old Masons Home and Masonic Widows and Orphans Home merged, forming the nonprofit corporation, Masonic Homes of Kentucky, Inc. Masonic Home of Louisville and Masonic Home Shelbyville were named and began serving people without a Masonic affiliation. Our services extend to everyone, not just Masons. Today, Masonic owns and operates 3 campuses in Louisville, Shelbyville, and Northern Kentucky. Our services include independent living, assisted living, personal care, memory care, skilled nursing, rehab, dialysis, home care, and even a pediatric preschool. Masonic Home Louisville includes the nursing services offered on our Louisville campus at both the Sam Swope Care Center and Crescent Grove Memory and Personal Care Community. Crescent Grove offers care for older adults who need assistance with daily living activities and medication administration. Residents here have private rooms and baths. They also have access to a dining room, a chapel, library, and social opportunities.
My name is Lacey Malone. I'm the nurse manager of Crescent Grove Personal and Memory Care. Residents' family members have peace of mind knowing that their residents are safely protected at all times. It's very family structured. We are a very social bunch. We have good activities. We play lots of games. We enjoy spending time together, the staff with the residents.
In 2011, we opened Sam Swope Care Center, featuring 6 houses which provide private accommodations where guests receive person-centered care and service. Each house is connected to an interior main street with a library, arts and crafts studio, multi-purpose room, down the stretch cafe, salon, and chapel.
I'm Matt Isbell and I'm 84 years old. I can tell you unequivocally that my experience with the Sam Swope Care Center was second to none.
Services offered for our guests include short stay and outpatient rehabilitation, skilled nursing, dialysis, and palliative care. It's designed to feel more like home than a medical setting. We use a silent, wireless call system, so there's no annoying intercom or beeping. The Sam Swope Care Center set a new standard for short stay recovery and long-term care environments in Kentucky. First Light at Masonic Homes Kentucky provides personalized, home-based services for people of all ages, physical conditions, and cognitive abilities living on or outside of our campuses. Our caregivers provide ongoing or occasional assistance with mobility, bathing, eating, personal hygiene, or simply company and conversation. They can also help with meal preparation, errands, housekeeping, and more. Grove Point Assisted Living was opened in 2018, offering personalized daily assistance and priority access to quality health care. The 48 apartment community offers the right balance of independence. Staff work closely with residents to determine the level of daily assistance needed and the support to remain as independent as possible.
My name is Patty Shaw Crabb. My husband Gary and I have been married for 49 years now. We're having fun at Grove Point because there's a lot of activities. We see a lot of neighbors that come onto the Masonic property and jog, run, bike. So when we're out and about, there's always someone to talk to. So we always have been a team, and that's why the nice thing about Grove Point is it's my future. We have plans to be together here for a long time.
Residents enjoy chef-prepared meals and a versatile calendar of events, along with life enrichment activities. Our Louisville campus has 3 independent living communities: Meadow, Merrily, and Village. Village Active Lifestyle Community, also on the Louisville campus, offers 149 independent living apartments in the 9 historic buildings. Each apartment is unique, as these buildings are original to the campus.
We are the village people because we live in the houses that the children lived in. If you look at the calendar for this week, you'll see all the qualities for an aging person. The social, the spiritual, the psychological, the physical. It's all in here. All the activities are set up that way. And you don't find that everywhere.
Meadow and Merely Active Lifestyle Communities offer apartments and patio homes for retirement living at its finest.
I'm Larry Etheridge, and we're in our apartment at the Meadow.
And I'm Edith Etheridge, and we just love it here.
A couple of friends came in the first afternoon we were here, brought me some beer, and the one said, we walked in the front door, and this place looks like a New York hotel.
Along with upscale amenities and luxurious surroundings, Meadow and Merely are the communities in Kentucky offering the financial benefits of life care and providing residents higher levels of care on our campus should they need it. Sproutlings Pediatric Daycare Center and Preschool at the CoStar Charity Center provides daycare and preschool services for typical children, as well as children with medical needs.
When we came in, the staff was so helpful, and it felt like finding a family.
Our staff includes experienced teachers and nurses who care for children 6 weeks and older. Sproutlings is special because we are the only daycare center in the region that integrates typical children and medically fragile children in the same classroom. You'll often see our Sprouts taking walks or buggy rides around campus, even engaging in multi-generational activities with residents or enjoying their all-inclusive playground. The Louisville campus is a community within itself. It has its own zip code and post office. Our amphitheater provides a place for wonderful outdoor entertainment. The historic event venue, the Olmsted, hosts around 6,000 guests a month for weddings and other notable events. Even seeing a doctor is easy at our convenient care clinic, a service that's available to all residents and employees. Less than 30 miles down the road is Masonic Home Shelbyville. Our Shelbyville team made Masonic history when we were named Statewide Facility of the Year by the Kentucky Association of Healthcare Facilities. Our staff's professional achievements and innovative programs have earned Masonic Home Shelbyville more statewide association awards than any other community in Kentucky. Here, we offer short stay and outpatient rehabilitation, personal care, skilled nursing, and palliative care.
When I'm talking to a family, I am telling them accurately that we're going to take care of their loved ones, and we're going to make sure they are loved and treated as if they were at home, taken care of by their own loved ones.
Also located on our Shelbyville campus is the Pillars Assisted Living Community, offering 21 apartments for residents who are able to live independently but need the security of caregivers available 24/7. Masonic also owns and operates Spring Hill Village, a 25-acre garden home community in Taylor Mill, just south of Cincinnati.
It's everything and anything that you could possibly want at this time in your life. I would have been here 5 years sooner, but I couldn't get Jim away from the house. But once he made up his mind and we did move here, I know that he enjoys every minute of it.
Spring Hill Village features 46 patio homes, a community center, and a stock lake in a maintenance-free community. Each of these communities is filled with passionate people who inspire lives. Each day, Masonic is home to and provides services for more than 1,200 people. Plus, you'll be among a team of more than 800 individuals who make Masonic a great place to work. We know that's a lot to take in. A lot's happened since 1867, but one thing that continues is our commitment to others year after year after year. We're so glad that you have joined our mission in caring for others. Welcome to the Masonic family. We invite you to join us in making history.
All right. I know that was a lot of information, but hopefully you had a chance to learn a little bit about Masonic, who we are and what we do. Go ahead and share my screen again. Okay. So in the video, they did talk about the various locations for our Masonic homes. Masonic Home Louisville, which is our largest community here on the campus, is our Sam Swope Care Center. but it also includes assisted living, as well as personal and memory care. So we call those Grove Point and Crescent Grove. And Crescent Grove is connected with our Sam Swope Care Center, so we are able to move folks pretty freely in between the two locations. We also have 3 independent living communities, and you saw them in the video as well. So our Miralee community has a theme to it. It's health and wellness. And so there's a pool there. There are dance classes, all types of exercise classes, healthy cooking, and other types of things there as well. Go ahead, turn my video back on, sorry. And then Meadow, which is one of our newest communities, actually has a theme as well. And it's more art focused. And so we have residents there who are artists. And so they might take painting classes, pottery, maybe acting classes. And they also show movies there. There's a large movie theater, so they can come in the afternoon and watch a movie. And we provide popcorn too. So it's kind of fun for them. And lastly, our village is actually the oldest part of the campus. And I don't know if you saw in the video, but there are brick buildings that outline the outskirts of the campus. Those are all original to the campus. And that is where the orphans lived when they were here. A couple of years ago, as a matter of fact, we had 2 brothers who worked here, and they were orphans here on the campus. They used to live here. And so they were sharing stories with us about what life was like when they lived here. Obviously, our campus has really grown and developed since they were here. But back then, they had all different types of livestock on campus. They had loads and loads of land so they can run around free and do whatever they wanted. And so it was just really interesting to hear them tell about what life was like then. But for village, they actually are all kind of spread out. And so they have one location that they come to gather for games, food, and things like that. And that is actually in the basement of the Olmsted. And a lot of people might know us for the Olmsted. We host weddings, meetings, and other types of events there. And it's a beautiful building. Also, it has a bell that goes off 3 times a day. So that's kind of fun too. So that's it for our independent living part of it. And then our Sproutlings Pediatric Daycare and Preschool that I mentioned before, you were really able to see in the video, how much fun they're having, and really that they are there to grow and develop together. The typical children, don't see the children with special needs any different than themselves. And so they really have an opportunity to grow and develop. And we notice the children with the special needs actually are really able to flourish there. So that's wonderful to see. Care Clinic is something that we've had for 3 years now. And basically we are able to offer services for our residents and our employees. It covers a myriad of things. Maybe individuals don't have a primary care physician. They can go there to see a physician. They can get screenings. They can get any type of injections or just general health care. Or maybe an employee just is not feeling well and is not able to get into their own primary care physician. They can actually pop over and see somebody at Care Clinic pretty quickly. So really, it's a nice feature to have. And it's very close to our Sam Swope Care Center, so our residents can get there easily. First Light Home Care is also something you saw in the video. First Light has been with us for about 4 years now and is sort of our home health arm. And what that means is that we are able to go out into the local community and provide services in individuals' homes. We realize that not everybody's able to come to live maybe in a nursing center or assisted living right now. Maybe they just need some services at home to keep them there longer. And so we are more than happy to do that. Whether it's, keeping them company, doing a little bit light housekeeping, maybe preparing foods or running errands or things like that. So that is something that we are looking to grow and develop, especially now because there are a lot of folks who are really needing help at home. Masonic Home Shelbyville, you saw in the video as well, is about 30 miles away and offers some of the same services that we have here on our Louisville campus. And I don't know if you noticed, but in the video, they talked about the number of awards that the community has won. They actually won again this year. So they really are providing excellent care to their residents there. Now, they don't have an independent living component there, but they are thinking about possibly building some patio homes there in the future just to expand the services that are available. And lastly, our Spring Hill Village up in Northern Kentucky are patio homes. And so they do look very similar to some of the homes that we have here on our campus. We only have a part-time person that works there though, so we don't have a lot of affiliation with them, but we do claim them as, being part of the Masonic Homes family. All right, I'm going to go on and talk a little bit about the continuing care retirement community. And it's a relatively new term. A lot of people may not be familiar with it, but here's why it's important. So right now we have a lot of baby boomers who are retiring, and at some point in the near future, they're going to need someone to take care of them. And everybody knows right now, obviously with COVID, it's been very difficult to find people for pretty much all jobs across all industries, but it's going to be even more critical, especially as the baby boomers get older, that we find folks who could join the healthcare industry to help with that. So there's not a lot of folks right now, and that's why we are reaching out to kids and finding out, if they're interested in healthcare, what healthcare is like, and sharing with them the passion that we have for taking care of others. So with the continuing care retirement community is basically you have everything that you can provide to seniors, starting from independent living all the way to long-term care. So as the level of care changes, so does the cost associated with that care. And so we have something called Masonic Care, which provides care for the individual as long as they're here on the campus. So for example, somebody can start an independent living, and maybe it costs them $2,000 a month to live there. Now, as their level of care changes and their needs change, that cost is going to increase significantly. So by the time they might end up in long-term care, the cost could be potentially around $12,000 a month. But they have already locked in that $2,000 a month back where they are in independent living. So you can see there's a huge amount of savings there if they pay into that Masonic Care right at the get-go. But with this, you can see that there are a number of different steps they can take from independent living. They can go to personal care, they can go to assisted living, maybe even dementia care before finally ending up at long-term care. Now, we don't have any hospice right now. However, we do a little bit of palliative care at our campus in Shelbyville, and it might be something that we'll look to do at some point in the future as the needs increase. We also don't have adult daycare, but that is something that we might consider in the future as well, because it is important to engage the older folks. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about our values. These are things that our employees actually came up with when we did a survey. And we said, when you think of Masonic Homes, what are some of the things that come to mind for you? Now, we got a lot of answers, but when we really took a look at it, there are a lot of common themes. And so one, which is remarkable service. And I like to explain it this way. Remarkable service. So for example, if you go to a place like Chick-fil-A, when you go to Chick-fil-A, the food is always hot, it's fresh, the people there are very friendly, they will go above and beyond to get you whatever you need. Their service is impeccable for the most part, and that's not something that you find everywhere. And so Masonic is really looking to be the Chick-fil-A of the aging services industry by providing that remarkable service each and every time. It doesn't matter if you're an employee, a resident, a visitor, a guest, we're going to treat you with that same remarkable service each and every time. And passion. When we look for folks to join our organization, we look for that passion. that passion is going to come out in everything they do. And when you have that passion for taking care of others, it's not really a job for you. This is, sharing your time and helping family members essentially. And growth. So we have actually run out of space here on our campus. So physically, we're not going to be able to build any additional buildings. However, we will continue to grow in terms of the services that we currently offer, or offering new services, just so that we can kind of stay on the cutting edge of what is available for aging seniors. And innovation. I mentioned earlier the innovation that's at our Sam Swope Care Center. We are going to continue to look for ways that we can do things maybe more efficiently, or that have greater results with our residents. And so we work with an organization to make sure that we are learning about those opportunities. And so hopefully in the video, you had an opportunity to see how beautiful our campus is. We have 83 acres here, and we're actually designated a level 3 small city, which means we have our own post office with our own zip code. And so it's very interesting. As a matter of fact, our post office here handles the most outgoing mail than the entire state of Kentucky. So it's really quite interesting how many things are coming in and out of our campus. But I wish that you could see it. I wish that Best of Business was in person, because I'd love to give you a tour of our campus so you'd have an opportunity to see, what we have to offer here, how expansive it is and how beautiful it is. Everything is blooming right now. We do have partnerships with folks in the local community, but we are always looking for ways to be able to partner with others in the community so that they're aware of Masonic, the services that we offer, and how we can best partner in that endeavor. We talked about kids, and so we recently had expanded our Sproutlings Pediatric Daycare and Preschool because it is one of 2 PPACs in the state of Kentucky. Something that we might look to do in the future is maybe continue that and expand it even more. And lastly, I want to talk about the educational opportunities. So when we talk about growth, it's not just the physical side of growth. It is also the growth in terms of our employees, their personal and professional growth. Now, nursing is actually our bread and butter here. Most of our employees are on the clinical side. And so we do provide an educational pathway for them. If they'd like to come in and start off as a nursing aide, uncertified, they can work with the residents. And then while they're doing that, they can also participate in educational opportunities to become a CNA, which is a certified nursing assistant, CMT, certified medication tech, LPN, licensed professional nurse, or an RN, registered nurse. So we will support and help them along the way, whether that's paying for courses, paying for labs, books, providing a laptop so they can go to school online. Whatever that is, we will certainly help them to do that. And we realize that there are folks out there who maybe just aren't interested in the nursing side, but there are other things that they are interested in. So certainly we're going to help and support them, whatever that might be. They should work with their supervisor to let them know what their interest is, and then we can find ways to help get them there. And so the positions that we have here on our campus, I did talk about the nursing. We also have dining and hospitality services. So on our independent living side, we have servers who work in our fine dining restaurants. We also have dietary aides who work over in our nursing side. And so they have that constant contact with our residents and being able to provide them meals that are specially prepared here on our campus. I don't know if you saw in the video some of the meals that they do prepare. Our daycare and preschool. So because we have children, typical children, and then children with special needs, we also have clinicians there. So the teachers and the clinicians work together to take care of all the children. So that's how they're able to really pair those kids together. And then some general support. We have security here on our campus 24/7. And so they are constantly patrolling the campus, and then also assisting maybe when the fire department or the police need to come onto campus, maybe to help a resident and take them someplace else, maybe to another hospital or to their home. Activities, which helps and support our residents in their daily activities, things that they might find enjoyable. Certainly, we want to engage them and help them to have a full life. We're not going to force anybody to participate, but we definitely want to make sure that there's enough activities to interest everyone. And environmental services. So we do have our housekeeping, our floor techs, and then our housekeeping supervisors who make sure everything is spick and span, everything is ready when residents come and go, especially for our short-term rehab, and just in general, making sure that our campus is beautiful. Maintenance, they are taking care of things all across the campus, whether it's something in an individual's room or something for the community as a whole. And then our groundskeepers, we do have groundskeepers who work 12 months out of the year. A lot of places will shut down that part of their business during the cold seasons, but our folks are working year round, providing us with the items that are blooming at that time of year, just to keep things beautiful, as well as helping with snow removal and things like that. And then our receptionists, we also offer those at each of our communities as well. And so they are able to provide information and help direct folks as they're coming to our community. And some of the benefits that you might find with this, we offer schedule flexibility. We know that folks in general have very busy lives, and maybe they're working more than one job. And so we want to make sure that we are able to hopefully accommodate their schedule and just make sure that we are working with them to see that through. Multi-level care experience. So basically at our Sam Swope Care Center, we do have different levels of care. And so it's not just long-term care, there's also short-term rehab as well as the dementia care. So individuals have the opportunity to learn about different types of levels of care. Oftentimes when people come into nursing, they think about the hospitals, and really our environment is very, very different than that of a hospital. Career advancement, we talked about that before, whether it is going through the clinical side or working on the other side, just to find out what you're interested in and getting you there. We do have low staff to resident ratios compared with some other types of environments. We really are proud about that because we want to offer the best care possible to our residents, and that allows for that. We have something called Pay Active, which we find very helpful for the employees. It came about because we found that employees, some of them were living check to check. We wanted to find a way to help bridge that gap for them. So Pay Active offers them an opportunity to be able to access their check in advance of payday up to a certain amount. And so that has been very helpful for some of our employees. And also we do have competitive benefits like other organizations, but there's definitely a lot of information available on our website for folks to take a look at. And then if anybody is interested in applying, there is the link to our website where you can take a look at the positions that we offer. I will say our ranges start at $13 an hour and go up from there. It really just depends on what type of position you're interested in and then how much experience you have. But I was also encourage you, especially for the younger folks, to take an interest in aging services, volunteer someplace, or come in and do a shadow, or ask others who are in those professions what it's like. So you have an opportunity to get some information maybe before you have to make the decision about, what you want to do for the rest of your life. This is a very good career. It's going to be a very stable career, obviously, because we do need more people to help take care of the folks who are aging. So I would encourage you, if you're looking for something where you can be passionate and you can enjoy your job every day, this is the place to go. Now, I'm not going to lie, it is very difficult. It's very physical type of position to work on the nursing side, but it is very, very rewarding. And so one of the questions that we get a lot is, what is it like to be a CNA or somebody who's on that clinical side? Well, what is their life like? And so I'm going to go ahead and show you a quick video about one of our success stories. She works out at our community in Shelbyville.
Writing's not that easy. But Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct, but it's My name's Amber Webbington. I work at the Masonic home in Shelbyville. I've always wanted to do nursing ever since I was a young girl. I've always had the passion to help others and make a difference in someone's life. Really, that's why I chose nursing. I just love coming in here and taking care of my neighbors, providing the care that they need and the support that the family needs. It's just what I love to do. My first day as a CNA was overwhelming. It can be very stressful and physically and mentally hard, because you're transferring patients from the bed to the wheelchair. That can be physically hard on your body. Changing patients, that's not for people with weak stomachs. So it was very challenging, but it was something that I loved. So it came easy to me. Day in the life of a CNA, you get everybody up for breakfast and make sure their hair is combed and their teeth are brushed or dentures, make sure that they're dressed, and we feed them. Then they have activities for the day that they do. During the morning time, we have exercises with them, helps their mobility. They do it for about 30 minutes or so. They love doing it. They enjoy it. They have music that plays along with the exercises they do. And some of our Alzheimer's patients go back there and they do activities with them, paint fingernails, color, paint, just do different little activities, go to supper, and then they're pretty much ready for bed after that. It's always patient care first. So it's totally different than when, you're in school and you're just learning how to provide these things for the neighbors. When you get in here and you actually do it, it's totally different. It makes it okay for me because I know that they need me, and I can always put myself second when it comes to my neighbors. I want to grow in my career and do as much as I can and become a better nurse. And I had heard that you learn a lot in this position, So I was like, I'm going to do it, I was a CNA for 5.5 years. And then I went back to school for my LPN, and I've been an LPN for 14 months. Masonic Home always supports you. They offer LPN classes, RN school, so they really do support you. A good thing to know is it can be very tough and stressful and physical on your body. But if it's something that you're passionate about and something that you love, it is always going to be worth it at the end of the day.
Okay, so that just gives you an idea about.
If you're a Kentucky homeowner, 2022.
Sorry, having technical difficulties. That just gives you an idea of what Masonic offers. Let me go back and share my screen. So Amber mentioned in the video that it is a hard job. It's very physically taxing, but you can also tell how much passion she has taking care of the residents. You'll notice she calls them neighbors. So out in our Shelbyville campus, our residents are called neighbors. And so there's a very family oriented atmosphere there. As people continue to work with the residents, they truly do become their family. And so they're very involved in everything about that. Now, Amber also mentioned in the video that we did assist her. She started as a CNA, and then she did go back to school. We provided assistance with that. She did become an LPN, and so she, I believe, is going to be continuing to become a registered nurse, and we'll support her with that endeavor as well. But you can see it does take a very special person to be able to provide that level of care day in and day out, but it's very rewarding. All right, so we come to the end now, and Zach has provided some of the questions in the chat feature. If you would like to go ahead and answer the question, we will go ahead and provide some semi-fabulous prizes after this. Make sure that we get those to you. Let's see, so I don't know if we have any answers or if we need to go ahead and put those in the chat feature.
I've not seen any come through yet, but I know we have a couple of classrooms who are on with us today. So if you guys know the answer to those questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. Like Kirsten said, they have some great prizes for you all. So for any teachers who are on with their students live, if you want to type the answers in the chat for your students and then maybe find a way to give the prizes then that way as well, feel free to do that. But we'd love to see some engagement in the chat though with a couple of those questions we have there. And Kirsten, if you want to, I think I know we have KCTCS on here with some information about their nursing programs as well. So maybe we can let them go ahead and present and then come back to this afterwards, see if anyone has those answers, and then kind of give the correct ones right at the end.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all that information too. It was a fantastic presentation. I know Masonic's a great member of the community. I work with you guys a lot in a lot of our workforce efforts. So excited to see all the information here for students. Now I'm going to pass it over to KCTCS to learn a bit more about their nursing program. So Sandra, if you want to introduce everyone, and I'm excited to learn more.
Okay, thank you very much, Zach. Today we have with us our nursing coordinator, Ms. Ruth Ellen Arwood. She's going to talk about our nursing program. And we also have Ms. Jill Dixon, who's going to talk about our physical therapy assistant program.
Thank you. I'm actually the assistant coordinator, and I started out as a nurse aide, and I worked my way up to an LPN and RN right here at Southeast. We have a wonderful nursing program. Our LPN program is just 2 semesters, and our RN program is 4 semesters. And I have a student with me today who has worked his way also through the LPN program and is fixing to graduate as an RN.
How y'all doing? My name is Mark Lane. I actually done my CNA at Southeast and come back and done the LPN in 2018. I graduated that and started working in long-term care myself. Started out in assisted living, went into long-term care, and have decided to come back and get my RN degree here at Southeast. And it has been a wonderful experience, very rewarding, and I'd recommend Southeast to anyone that had the opportunity to go back and to pursue something like this.
And if anybody has any questions for us or our program, we're more than happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Not seeing any questions come through in the chat. Would you guys like for us to play one of the videos?
Yes, that would be good, Zach.
Perfect. Dorian, if you'll get that first video queued up, that'd be great.
Let me know when you can see it, Zach.
Yep, we can see it.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you guys for a great video. And Jill, if you want to go ahead and talk about your program, that'd be great.
Okay, great. Good morning. I'm Jill Dixon. I am a doctor of physical therapy and an associate professor here on the Whitesburg campus of Southeast Community and Technical College. I teach the physical therapist assistant program. This is a 2-year program. And with all of the dual credit classes that you can take, you can apply right out of high school. So if you go online, it will give you all of the classes that you would need to apply for the program, and you could be taking those classes while you're in high school. We have a selective program, so we take preference to 19 and above on the ACT and 3.0 GPA. So it is competitive. The job market is excellent, and it's a wonderful profession. If you like to work with people and make a difference in their lives, it's the place for you to be. You never have a day that is the same. You're always doing something different. You have to be very creative. You may be seeing babies, or you may be in the nursing home seeing patients that are elderly. And when you watch our video, you're going to get a taste of all the different areas that you can work in. UK even has their own physical therapist and assistant that travels with them with the basketball and football teams. So there's a lot of different options. You can work in the hospital, you can work in outpatient clinics, you can work in home health, you can work in just pediatric. I worked in the pediatric, a neonatal intensive care unit, and worked with babies. So there's a lot of different options. So you may be trying to take their pain away. You may be trying to build their strength and help them regain their function. But Southeast is where you can get it. And I'm not practicing anymore, so I'm teaching these physical therapist assistants what to do and get out there and make people better. You can start to see, we've already taken our new class. April 1st was the deadline. So you'll start to see in September and October pre-admission conferences listed on the website. That'll be your first point of entry into your application process. So start looking for those in September and try to attend one of the conferences and get started on being a physical therapist assistant. That's all I
Awesome.
got. We
Thank
can
you.
play the video.
Thanks, Jill. And yep, we'll get that video queued up for you.
Technical College offers a 2-year physical therapist assistant.
Dorian, I think it opened on a separate tab there. We can't see it.
PTAs assist in the treatment of individuals of all ages, from newborns to those near the end of life.
Can you see it now, Zach?
No, we still see the PowerPoint.
Okay.
There we go.
They treat people with injuries, chronic conditions. October is National Physical Therapy Month. Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College offers a 2-year physical therapist assistant program for a career-ready degree. PTAs assist in the treatment of individuals of all ages, from newborns to those near the end of life. They treat people with injuries, chronic conditions, disabilities, and developmental delays.
Physical therapy can help prevent surgeries and is a great alternative to taking prescription drugs to reduce your pain.
PTAs can be found in a variety of settings, such as hospitals, rehabilitation units, home health, schools, or outpatient clinics.
Watch the Southeast website for more information on the upcoming pre-admission conference dates.
The pre-admissions conference is your first step in applying to the Physical Therapist Assistant Program. Southeast is not just a school. We are family. Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College. You've got this.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in today. And thank you, Kirsten and Masonic Homes, for all the great information, and our friends at KCTCS for being a great sponsor and information about your program. Again, I know Kirsten put her contact information in the chat. She'd love to give out some prizes. So if any students still tune in, feel free to copy and paste that contact information and send your answers to Kirsten's email. She'd love to talk with you. Thank you all again, and we'll be